What's up guys, Josh Morse here with FLoBros Bassin, bringing you this week's tip video on the Topwater Popper. Like normal, you guys voted on Twitter on what you wanted to see. The Popper won, so that's what we're doing today. Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe below and follow us on our social media so you don't miss any announcements or content that FLoBros has to offer. All right, so the Topwater Popper. Like other baits we've done tip videos on, this one is a very popular lure. You're gonna find this in everybody's tackle box, old, young, new, experienced, unexperienced. Topwater plug is everywhere. And all it is, it's a simple floating bait with a cup at the front that when you work it right, creates a commotion on top of the water. Now, this is not a weedless bait, obviously, because you see the treble hooks. So, not gonna fish it in pads, weeds, brush, anything like that. It's gonna be on the top water in fairly open water. So, that's what the Topwater Popper is. Now let's talk about when to throw it. Me personally, I don't like to throw this in the summer. I throw this in the fall when the fish come back shallow, when the water starts to cool down. I throw it a little bit in the winter, and then it really heats up in the spring. Fish are shallow, they're extra aggressive. This thing whacks them. And when I say whack them, I mean it whacks them. Lots of fish on this. Not always gonna catch the biggest ones because it's a small bait, but you will pull in a few and you're gonna catch a lot of numbers. So, fish it in the fall, fish it in the winter, fish it a lot in the spring. Now, where are you gonna fish this is gonna be wherever the bass are. So if you're out on the lake, think, where are the bass? Are they under docks? Are they in the pads? Are they in the grass? Wherever they are, wherever they're just sitting is where you're gonna wanna throw this, because this is a reaction bait. This is not an aggression bait. This is more of an anger strike you're looking to get out of here. So you're gonna think, where are the bass? Find them, and you're gonna throw this by them into their territory and really just tick them off so they come up and hit this. Bass is sitting there under the dock, under the pads, wherever they are, and they're looking up seeing, what is this thing invading my territory, making all this commotion on the top of the water, and then they're gonna come up and hit it. So now we've talked about when and where to throw this, let's talk about the tackle that you're gonna wanna throw it on. Now, I'm different than most people with poppers. I like to throw it on braid. The main reason is because it floats. Now, it doesn't stretch, which sometimes doesn't bode well with treble hooks, but the floating aspect of the braid is really important because it keeps it in line for the cup to work perfectly. Now, because I use braid, I throw a spinning rod when I throw poppers. And this is because I like a lighter action on the rod to make up for the lack of stretch in the braid. And this is, let me remind you, a treble hook bait. So the rod can have a lot of play when a fish is trying to shake it out of their mouth. So very important. This is a 6'9" medium action rod, just regular size spinning reel with 30-pound braid on it. That's all you really need, Topwater. It's lighter tackle, but it does the job, pulls in 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, you name it. So that's the gear that I would throw this on every time. I don't change. Color, not super important. I like to throw chrome, sometimes black, just get a little shine. Whatever's gonna look like the bait fish of that lake is what you wanna match the color of this to. So those are the main things, but let me give you my number one tip that I think makes all the difference in the world when fishing a popper, and that is a skirted tail hook. I don't know why, but this doubles your strikes. I've fished it with it, I've fished it without it, and I promise you, your strikes are doubled when you throw the skirted tail. So absolutely invest in some skirted treble hooks to put on the end of these if they don't come with them. Some of them do, some of them don't. One more thing is the size. Not super important. I like to throw smaller ones actually. I think they create better commotion in the water. The lure size to cup size ratio makes a big difference on how much commotion you're gonna make and how many reaction strikes you're gonna get. So that's all I got for you today on the popper. Thanks for tuning in, and If you want to hear more tips on other lures, check out our tips video, our other tip videos in the tip video section of our channel. Be sure to follow us on social media, like I said before, like and subscribe, and catch us next time. Tight lines.